Hi, Ashley. Hopefully this helps you with problem number 2. Okay, the first step, I'm sorry I was kind of lazy and just did the key. Um, the first step is to simplify, and you can factor out an x out of the numerator, but in doing so, it doesn't cause you to have a common factor. So with that said, it doesn't really make a difference what form you leave it. In step 2, um, I put in 0 for x. So when you do that up here, you have 2, ooh, that's a yucky pen. Okay, you have 2 times 0 squared plus 0 in your numerator. And that's all over 0 plus 1, which is 1. So you just end up with it equaling 0. And so 0, 0 is a point on the graph, which I have right there. And then when I solved for y, when I let 0 over 1 equal x, and I'm going to go with the factored form, so x times 2x plus 1 all over x plus 1. When you cross multiply, this x plus 1 in the denominator is going to go away. This cross product right here is going to yield 0. So you have 0 is equal to x times 2x plus 1. And when you use the 0 product property to set each of those equal to 0, this is where I get x is 0, and then this is where I get x is equal to negative 1/2. And those are plotted 0, 0 right here, and negative 1/2 right there. Okay, because I can divide by 0 when x is equal to negative 1, I have a vertical asymptote. So this is right here where x is equal to negative 1. And then because the numerator has a degree of 2 and the denominator has a degree of 1, then I don't have a horizontal asymptote. But in order to get the slant asymptote, I had to divide. I had to take x plus 1, and I had to divide that into 2x squared plus x. Okay. So when I did that, you should get a 2x at the top. 2x times x gives you a 2x squared. And then 2x times 2 gives you 2x. Okay. Remember that you have to change the signs. Okay. So I end up with a negative x, and then I would actually bring down a 0. So up here I would put a negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 1 is a negative 1. I'm using the double sign so I don't have to erase. The denominator is not important. Excuse me, not the denominator. I'm sorry, it's late. The remainder is not important, and I end up with y equals 2x minus 1. So the one thing you might want to look at on your graph is, did you graph that accurately? Did you put negative 1 here, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1? With these 2 points, I was able to determine that you have a branch in this region located in this part of the graph. If you were uncertain about that, you can pick more points. Then the only point I picked was negative 2, negative 6. So here's negative 2 and here's negative 6. So that told me that I had another branch in this region right here. So that's how I got my branches. I'm not sure how you got it on the other side of the asymptote. Let me know. Come in the morning if you're still stuck. Have a good one.